Well, unfortunately, I think this Linux Ubuntu install is going to come to a screeching halt before I get started, because the two things. That little thing I showed you, I didn't know what it was. Yeah, I found a website. Oh, someone was having problems, led to a forum, and it led to a link, leading to a lot of things. That basically, because I'm getting this because I probably have an incompatible graphics card. It's like, seriously? I'm still having graphics issues no matter what I do? Like, kidding me? Well, that screen finally went away and basically came in and told me, well, if I leave it here long enough, I'll just leave it. Yeah, basically there's a whole deal with that, which I think what I can do is, I think I figured out, or I think I used my brain to figure out how to at least put a link in that you can copy and paste. It might not be a selectable link, and I will reiterate this. It may not be a selectable link. So if you touch it with your finger or whatever you're watching this on, touchscreen or using a mouse, it probably won't work. Most likely, you'll have to just highlight the link via with your mouse or hold it with your finger or something to highlight the whole link, copy and paste. If it is selectable, great. But if not, you'll have to highlight it, copy and paste into a URL. Regardless, I will do what I can from what I just found and copy and paste that link in the description. Now, if that works, then I can link stuff in the future. But basically, if you scroll down the page, you'll see that little logo thing I was talking about, and it actually has a step-by-step on how to proceed with the install. But that's not my biggest problem anymore. Because, why not? Basically, what it's trying to tell me is that the Ubuntu version I'm trying to install is not compatible with my CPU. The software, the operating system, is much newer than my hardware. I already knew that. Basically, it needs as it put it, an x86 64, basically 64-bit CPU for it to work. I don't. It figured out that the kernel's not going to be able to talk with the hardware to the software via driver or via whichever, because it needs 64-bit instructions instead of the 32-bit that I have. And it knows I have an i686. It's already identified that. So, once I show you this, So once I show you this, I'm going to stop the video. And then when I get back to this screen, because I'm basically just going to show it to you, Control, Delete, Restart. And when I get back, then in the last part, we'll do the down arrow, do all the other menus, and see if I can't push through. But I highly, highly, highly expect 99.99, no, not 100%, 100%. And if I'm wrong, dislike the video. Well, the next one. I 100% expect it to fail. So we're at the thing. It took it a few minutes. Yeah, about 3 minutes. So I will show you what I'm talking about. So this kernel requires an x86 64, which that's where I'm getting my 64-bit from. x86 64 CPU, so it wants a 64-bit CPU, but only detected an i686 CPU. I don't know. So unable to boot. Please use a kernel appropriate for your CPU. So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why I'm going to reboot, try to go back in, but I 100% guarantee it's not going to work. Because I believe how I'm reading that is, it knows I have a 32-bit CPU, it wants a 64. You can't, even with Windows, you can't install 32-bit or 64-bit software with the opposing hardware. If you have a 32-bit CPU, you have to put 32-bit software with it. If you have a 64-bit CPU, you have to put 64-bit software operating system with it. That's just how it works. They're not interchangeable. You can't put 64-bit and 32-bit together, and you can't put 32-bit hardware and 64-bit software, and you can't put 32-bit software with 64-bit hardware. So, guarantee it, but, let's try it. Let's see if I'm wrong. I doubt it, but I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just, sorry, I realize that probably came off arrogant. That wasn't what my intention was. I just feel dumb. Very, very dumb, thinking I could put a revision that was probably put out in 21 or 22, but most likely 2021, on a system that's hardware is at least potentially 20 years old. That's my dumb move. I should have known better. So, we'll see. Be right back.